Hey guys, how's it going? It's Noah Powers here with you today, just goofing off with some subdivision changes on our hi-hat. What are subdivision changes? Well, subdivision changes are anytime we change the way we count the space in between our quarter notes. So an example of that would be if our quarter note is, something like this speed, here's 74. If that's our quarter note, then subdividing it to eighth notes gives us 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? So you can change your subdivision from quarters to eighth notes. You can, of course, add your left hand and subdivide into 16th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So that's a basic subdivision changes on the side of multiplying by 2, right? What happens if we start throwing in triplets into that mix? Well, then you get some interesting feels, and the feel of the beat kind of changes. Let's try practicing a regular beat, just a regular 4/4 beat with eighth notes, and going from eighth notes on our hi-hat to triplets on our hi-hat. Let's see how kind of weird that makes it. This is tempo 74. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 tita, 2 tita, 3 tita, 4 tita, 1, right? So that was kind of cool. Going from eighth notes to triplets gives you kind of a different feel. You can count your triplets any way you want them. Anyways, something fun to do is to go from eighth notes triplets to sixteenths. Let's see how that would sound if we did a simple beat. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So there you go. Eighth notes to triplets to sixteenths. That's a good practice thing for this week. See what you guys can come up with. Another thing you can do is you can kind of skip beats inside of those subdivisions. For example, if we were playing sixteenths, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, well, we can choose any of those beats to play, right? We can choose 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. You can do any kind of syncopated beats within those subdivisions. So it kind of makes your playing even more exciting. Within triplets, what would we do? Well, a lot of times people play triplets and they'll leave out the second note of the triplet. What happens when we do that? 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Oh, it's a shuffle. So you can use a shuffle. That's just a way of subdividing and just leaving out the second note of each triplet. Anyways, and you can do all kinds of fun combinations in triplets and eighth notes and sixteenths, and you can get a lot of different things. One of the things I have my students try to do is I have them randomize how and when they change their subdivision. And it kind of brings out a musicality in how they play, because it encourages you to kind of just express what you're feeling. And as long as you're putting it with a click track, you're not messing up. So let's see what it would happen if we just kind of randomly changed our subdivision and just kind of groove on that for a little bit. So as you can see, you can kind of get some interesting grooves going on when you change your subdivision. It kind of throws you for a loop. And that's kind of fun to do. Now, when you're playing a song, songs are technically written in one subdivision or the other. You know, a song is usually broken up into sixteenths or eighth notes or triplets. So you want to try to keep your grooves within those specific subdivision areas, and it'll help the band members to like you better. And it'll help you to establish your quarter notes a lot better. But one thing that I was doing here switching between eighth notes and triplets on the hi-hat, I was actually changing the time signature. Now, when I go from eighth notes, and if I'm counting those 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if I switch to triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, it's not really a big deal when you're playing it by itself, but when you're playing a beat, here's what happens. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. What happens in music theory, they call that playing in 6/8 time. So what you've done is gone from 4/4 time, counting in 1, 2, 3, 4, to counting in sixes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that's just another way of naming your quarter notes, but really it's nothing fancy. It's just playing in 4/4 time, and you're just changing your subdivision on your hi-hat. Your snare and kick are still on 2 and 4 and 1 and 3, so really you're not changing your time signature. Anyways, so this week, try to play around with maybe changing from 4/4 to 6/8, playing 4/4 over 6/8, or change your different subdivisions to sixteenths, maybe use some 24th notes. Any of your rudiments are fair game to throw into that. Paradiddle, single paradiddle, double paradiddle, flamadiddles, any of those things that you want to put in there, those are definitely fair game to use while switching your subdivisions. So I encourage you guys, have fun with this week, and maybe you'll come up with some exciting, fun new beats and some grooves that are switching subdivisions. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.